So it's been so interesting for me. We've had so many guest speakers, and we've had like business people, and I often tend to really lean on sports personalities. And I think it's because if you think about it, right, the marketing is marketing is marketing. Sales is sales is sales. We know we've got to do it. Most of it is getting in this room, accountability from the room to remind ourselves of the shit we're not doing. You guys understand, yes? They're not all that much new. You guys understand that, yes? But you understand you have to show up in the environment to remind of the stuff you're not doing. But the thing that's like the secret sauce on it is, and it'll never go away, it's leadership and management and building a team and building a culture, and that type of stuff is more, I don't want to say the word esoteric, but there is an art to it as opposed to just, do the marketing, do this campaign, etc. And I've seemed to be leaning so much on sports personalities because of the unique environment of being put in a team. And like the performance is so clear on the scoreboard. Scoreboard is just a byproduct of the culture, etc. Because I really think if we put in extreme environments to create extreme results in a relatively short space of time, most of the time. So I'm interested to find out from you, your experience from sport. How has that helped you in your commercial world now, and your training world now, and business world now? And I'll even say this, is I've even heard you speak about even engaging in mental help or psychology help, etc., and your willingness to take on a coach there. I'm guessing that came a lot from your willingness to be coached in the sporting environment. Anyway, so the question would be, how has that world helped you in your business world, and what skill sets have you taken across that, or what lessons have you taken across that to manage a team or a business or commercially?
Yeah, so the fascinating thing is there's a photo of Johnny Wilkinson as he's about to kick the drop goal with his right foot, and his foot is about to kick the ball, right? And you might say hindsight is a wonderful thing when you've got the medal in the sock drawer, but I do genuinely believe this. I look at that photo and I go, do you know what? It doesn't matter if that kick goes over. And people are like, what are you talking about? It doesn't matter if that kick goes over. And I'll tell you why, and I'll try and explain it. And you might still think I'm mad at the end. But what those 11 years did in England camp for me was allow me to start to create my set of values. I have a load of opinions, but I tend to dance with my opinions, and I listen to other people, and they change, and I don't set them in stone. But over the course of 11 years, I sort of found the values through the teammates that I work with that I now, if you cut me in half, are like letters in a stick of rock. And the reason that kick not going over didn't matter is, what do I actually remember about being part of that team? It's actually not the wonderful booze up in Australia. I literally can't remember anything like that. It's not a million people on the streets. It's lovely to meet the Queen. It's amazing to get an MBE. It's lovely to get lauded by people and introduced as that. And I probably wouldn't be invited here today. But ladies and gentlemen, here's a runner-up in a World Cup. But actually, whether that kick goes over or not actually doesn't define me in a way. What I still believe is the more important story in life is to create an environment, to bring together a team, to work your absolute socks off, to try and define what your marginal gains might be, to create a code of conduct so you respect each other, you acknowledge each other's differences and work on, and find a way to support each other, to put each other in positions where they can be the best version of themselves on a test match, and then under pressure to be able to react with great synchronicity as one, even though you're 15 very different shaped people with 15 very different mindsets because of all the training you've done. And if you do all that, you put yourself in a chance that whoever might be the tip of the spear gets to take the shot for you to win. So it's all about actually what we did to get to that moment. And we can talk about 5-6 years story, but it basically boils down to, we did all our training to get Johnny into that position, and he's obviously rightly acknowledged as the poster boy, the very handsome devil who delivered that glory. But I see that foot and that moment representative of everything we'd done. Now, again, you might go, blah, horse manure. If you'd lost it, you wouldn't say that. It would be very different. But that's how I remember it. That's how I remember that team. I don't want to go back and play any of those games. I'd love occasionally to find myself in that changing room with that team 2 minutes before kickoff and just be able to look around and go, wow, look at the people. And I think we don't do this often enough, that in times of stress, in times of crisis, when you're worried about what's going to happen next and you begin to make things up and you're crossing bridges in your mind before you've even got there, just getting the team together, sitting down, looking each other square in the eye and realising the talent and the difference you've got within your team that will allow you to give yourself the best chance of success. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, failure is very rarely fatal. And that ability and having that ability to create that team environment, if you're a numbers man, which I am, the more you do that, the more likely you are to succeed.
Hey docs, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you found it helpful. And if you haven't yet checked out one of my free books, New Patient Avalanche, how to get a ton of new patients in your practice, or Practice Growth Speaking Secrets, how to do lunch and learns and corporate talks, and how to get people to come to you for informational talks, click on the link below, grab a book. They're absolutely free. All you do is pay for shipping. I think it's $7.95 or something. And you get all the templates and everything you need and cool bonuses within them to fulfill those things like downloads, etc. Click on the link below, grab one of those books, and I hope it's helpful. See you soon.